and which was very sad because tourism had disappeared and people were hungry. And so we realized as long as they're hungry people, we need to continue to support them so we don't have incidences like that. And so the Ready to Grow Garden program is going to continue. We've so far provided seedlings to 1,500 people. Wildlife Conservation Network was one of the first big donors, plus many individuals. And now National Geographic has taken it up, and Task Trust and Whitley Fund for Nature. And we want to enhance active community participation in conservation. We're really glad that also the British High Commission has helped a lot in this area. We're equipping people with knowledge and practices, and we're working with the Human Gorilla Conflict team to engage them in conservation. National Geographic funded this program. Recently we started to engage children. They're recycling, that's at Windy Community Primary School. They're making rubbish pits out of bottles, and all of this they're doing themselves. We're not telling them. We're getting them to think about it, and they come up with these very nice solutions. And they're also raising animals as an alternative protein source because their fathers, their grandfathers, their grandparents were entering the forest to poach because they didn't have enough animal protein, and now they're really getting into doing this sustainably. We want to enhance active community participation in conservation. This is Gorilla Conservation Coffee, working with Gorilla Guardians. We want to increase the uptake of One Health in environmentally important landscapes. I'm glad that Nature Uganda is also seeing that it's really important because they've got me to speak about One Health at your conferences. And it really should be something that is taken up in the whole country. And that was when we launched the policy brief. We have their volcano safaris, Praveen, his team is also here, Kevin and others, and we were in Rwanda there. We also had Manzi from Wilderness Travel, and then we had the Chief Warden of Windy, the Deputy Director of Rwanda Development Board, and a scientist called Dr. Emmanuel Norman from Ivory Coast. We're all talking about how do we scale up this approach all across Africa. And in there, the photos I took was with someone from International Gorilla Conservation Program, WELAD, because we co-authored the policy brief with them. And we want to also continue to improve on developing the team. It's getting bigger. We started off as a small organization, now we're becoming a medium-sized. So we have a lot of challenges, growing pains, but we're moving. We have now a team of over 35. We started off when we were like 4 of us. Financial sustainability is something we're really thinking about a lot, but the social enterprises are helping. We also have a gorilla conservation camp where tourists stay and students come. And partnerships. Without all your partnerships here, we wouldn't have got to where we are. And I want to really thank you all so much for really supporting all of you here. Thank you so much. I wanted to end by talking about how we're contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals. We're contributing to almost all of them, at least 10 of them. We're contributing to all those Sustainable Development Goals. And most recently, we've added climate. I was incredibly honored to be recognized as a climate pioneer by BBC last week. Among 100 women, and 28 of us are going to be, because of the COP28, they selected 28 women who they called Climate Crusaders. And I'm so glad that our work here in Uganda has been considered amongst those. And it's really exciting. There are people also like Michelle Obama on there for her work with child rights. So it's very exciting. And we want to thank you all so much. We're very grateful to our patron. She's been with us from almost the very beginning of CTPH. Indigo, he's over here. Please stand up. How can we not thank Indigo? Indigo moved with us in a car from the age of 4 months, 3 months, and now he's 19 years old. So he's really been part of CTPH from the very beginning. I remember my mama used to say, Indigo move in your CTPH t-shirt. Because he's always been part of the team. And I remember when the Namagereka came to launch CTPH programs, he was a little baby, you know, very active, moving around, being passed around, everybody was carrying him. We're glad for people like Bisase and Co, they are over here. They've been our auditors for many years. We've had so many people from different sectors here, the Chimpanzee Island, UEC, Wildlife Clubs of Uganda, so many people here. And our volunteers, those big VHCTs are all volunteers. Our board, our staff, EcoTrust, Pauline wasn't able to become here, but our board chair, but her staff are here. And our friends, partners, and donors. We saw the donor videos at the beginning as we were waiting to start. And we really want to thank so many people who've supported us. The American ambassador has been a great fan of our work. We took her gorilla trekking in January. She was a guest of honor when we launched Walking with Gorillas. And that's all our team, most of them, I think all of them were in that photograph. I want to thank the CTPH team very much. Without you, we wouldn't have got this far. And what's our big vision? I've added this. Through strategic partnerships, organic expansion, training, advocacy, we want to support expansion of protected habitat for gorillas. The space in Bwindi is getting too small for the gorillas. We need to expand it. In Rwanda, they're already expanding Virunga National Park. But also other habitats in Africa. In other areas, gorillas are outside protected areas, just like chimpanzees are outside protected areas in Uganda. And Gaba Chimpanzee Sanctuary has always worked hard on this, and JGI. In DRC, many gorillas are outside protected areas. So this is something that Peter and his team is really working on at JGI. We want to expand the gorilla protected, we want to expand to other protected areas where gorillas are found and in other wildlife habitats in Africa, beyond Uganda. I'm talking about 20 years now. We're being very ambitious. But I think we can. There are 10 countries in Africa with gorillas, and why not be able to work in most of them anyway? Because they all face the same issues, and we need to bring all the gorilla numbers up. And work with other partners, like we did in JGI in Budongo, to help chimpanzees. We've even been to Mount Elgon, working with the UA, the Wildlife Authority, and the local government, so different places. And the Lake Victoria Basin, when we worked with in ECHO, Oceanella, and all those groups. And we want to scale the community-led One Health approach to all protected areas. We've talked about it on the panel. Why can't all VHTs become VHCTs? Yes. And because not only around the national parks, but even where NEMA is, swamps, it's an issue everywhere. And it should be something I hope you talk about, Charles, as you travel to COP tomorrow. Try and bring that up. And advocate for the One Health approach to conservation Africa. So I want to thank you all so much. Subscribe to our e-newsletter, follow us on social media, and visit our cafe in Entebbe, buy some coffee. We brought some coffee here, and our camp in Bwindi. Thank you all so very much. And now we're coming to the largest part of the program, the launch of the strategic plan, and the speech from our patron, Her Royal Highness, the Namagiriko of Buganda. We'd like to speak. Thank you so much.
Excellency, I think she left, the ambassador, the British High Commissioner. OHT were, no. Right. It's not now, right? OHT were court leader Komeko, who's a minister, Uganda. Mama Roja Kalema, Sarah Zigsoka Dako, Dr. Gladys Kalima Zigsoka, and Mr. Lawrence Zigsoka, founders of CTPH, officials from work and management and staff for CTPH, CTPH and all well-wishers, all distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
What a truly, truly special occasion it is today, as we gather to celebrate the 20th anniversary of conservation through public health, as well as to witness the launch of the next 2024-2028 5-year strategic plan for CTPH. It is a moment filled with reflection, celebration, and anticipation for the journey that lies ahead. And I'm so proud to be the patron of this great organization. And I can't believe it's actually 18 years that I've been part of this. Started 2 years after it was founded. Now, over the past 2 decades, CTPH, a grassroots NGO founded by Ugandans, has been at the forefront of conserving the majestic mountain gorillas through a One Health approach. Now, this innovative approach has shown that gorillas, people, and their livestock and other wildlife can coexist harmoniously by prioritizing their health and well-being. The integration of community well-being is central to CTPH's mission, and the benefits witnessed to mountain gorillas and local communities are truly heartening, as we have all seen. It brings me immense joy to observe local communities becoming more passionate about wildlife conservation due to the holistic approach to conservation. In 2005, Dr. Gladys Kalima Zigsoka and her husband, Lawrence, extended an invitation that deeply engaged me in conservation when I agreed to become the patron of CTPH. My first time to visit Wendy was memorable. I was honored to officially launch CTPH programs in and around Wendy in Pentracle National Park in 2005. I commissioned the Community Telecenter and presided over the graduation of students who had completed their certificates in basic computer skills. And then together we ventured into Wendy National Park, where along with dignitaries from Uganda Kingdom, I had the opportunity of seeing mountain gorillas for the first time, and it was incredible. I can vividly remember Habinyanja gorilla group that we tracked. I met, I think it was Okaikuru, who was the eldest adult female in the group. Then she had an infant who I named Mtuse, which in Uganda means I have arrived. And this was very appropriate. After a 10-hour journey from Kampala to Wendy, and maybe now it's shorter, I don't know, because then the roads were not as good. Maybe they're now better, well, I'll find out. And then after that, of course, we trekked 4 hours to see the gorillas and another 4 hours back, so that was like 8 hours, back and forth, to find these charismatic gentle giants in Wendy forest. Even though I was tired after that, I pushed myself to visit the Gorilla Research Clinic. And actually that trip, also Mama Rhoda was with us. Although she didn't really track with us, but she was with us, I remember. And of course, our Indigo, CTPH baby. Yes. So even though I was tired after the trekking, I pushed myself to visit the Gorilla Research Clinic after my encounter with Hadinyanja Gorilla Group, because I wanted to connect the dots from the forest to how their health is being attended to at the clinic. I wanted to experience how samples from the gorilla night nests are tested for parasites and other pathogens as a measure to prevent the spread of genetic diseases from livestock and human beings to gorillas. Today, non-invasive fecal sample collection analysis from gorillas as well as people and livestock is routinely done at the Gorilla Health and Community Conservation Center to enable an early warning system for disease outbreaks, particularly those of genetic nature, including COVID-19. I would encourage all of you who haven't been, all Ugandans, to have this experience in their lives, which I actually also wrote about in my autobiography, The Navigator Cup. So not only did I see the mountain gorillas, but I also witnessed the work of CTPH, how they're engaging in the local community, something that wasn't being done before, and in protecting the endangered mountain gorillas and other wildlife. So I'm looking forward to going again this weekend. Have my boots ready, check the gorillas. I'm not quite sure how many hours it will take to get to them, because then I remember our group took 4 hours, others took 2-3 hours, so I don't know, but I'm ready. I'll do it, back and forth, whatever time it takes. I commend CTPH for setting up a best practice PHE model that integrates population, health, and environment by promoting community-based family planning around Bwindi Impenetrable National Park. This approach resonates deeply with our work at the Navigator Development Foundation and its Sakate, where we strive to empower women, girls, and the youth to realize their potential in life. Now, this impactful work, marked by 2 decades of dedicated efforts, has led to CTPH reaching this significant milestone. It was a joy to officiate at the CTPH 10-year anniversary celebration in 2013, I remember, where I visited the Uganda Wildlife Education Center, and I believe Dr. Gladys is a board member. This is a place where wildlife is conserved, and it's important for us to conserve wildlife, which is in our natural heritage and has always been